Imagine waking up each day with a sense of calm, clarity, and purpose, no matter what life throws at you. What if you could face stress, uncertainty, and setbacks with unshakable strength and composure? Most people go through life feeling overwhelmed and emotionally drained, reacting to every challenge like it's a personal attack. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's a better path. A way to master your emotions, sharpen your mind, and build a foundation of inner peace that no chaos can break. That's the power of Stoicism. A philosophy not just for ancient thinkers, but for anyone seeking strength and balance in today's unpredictable world. And today I'm going to share with you 7 daily Stoic rituals that will help you cultivate mental toughness, emotional resilience, and the kind of calm focus that allows you to thrive in any situation. These are not abstract ideas. They're practical, proven practices that you can apply to your life starting today. So, if you're ready to take control of your mind, strengthen your emotional core, and live each day with purpose and peace, let's dive into these 7 Stoic rituals. The first daily ritual is morning reflection and intentionality. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. When you wake up, your mind is a blank slate, untainted by the noise and chaos of the world. That's the perfect moment to take control of your mindset before the outside world tries to influence it. Instead of reaching for your phone or letting your thoughts scatter in a million directions, start with stillness. Sit quietly, even if it's for just a few minutes. Breathe deeply and let yourself settle into the present moment. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? What challenges might I face, and how do I want to respond to them? Visualize yourself handling those challenges with grace and strength. See yourself staying calm in the face of adversity, speaking with kindness even when others are harsh, and choosing discipline over comfort. It's not about controlling everything that happens, it's about controlling your reaction to it. You can't decide how people will treat you today, but you can decide not to let their negativity penetrate your peace. You can't prevent setbacks, but you can decide to meet them with resilience rather than frustration. This kind of intentionality creates a mental framework for the day. It reminds you that you have a choice in how you respond to life. And when challenges inevitably arise, you won't be caught off guard. You'll have already prepared your mind to respond with strength and clarity. This is not about positive thinking or pretending everything will go perfectly. It's about preparing for reality. Expect that people might be rude. Expect that things might not go according to plan. Expect that you might feel tired or discouraged, and then decide ahead of time how you will meet those moments. When you anticipate difficulties without fear or resentment, you take away their power. You walk into your day with quiet confidence, knowing that whatever happens, you will handle it with strength and integrity. This practice of morning reflection is not a task, it's a grounding ritual. It centers you and reminds you that you have control over your mind, even when you don't have control over your circumstances. When you start your day from this place of calm and intentionality, you carry that strength with you into every interaction and every challenge. That's the power of setting the tone for your day instead of letting the world dictate it for you. The second daily ritual is practicing voluntary discomfort. This might sound strange at first. Why would you seek out discomfort when life already brings enough of it? The reason is simple. Growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. Strength is not built through ease, it's built through resistance. If you only seek comfort, you weaken your mind, you become fragile, easily shaken by even the smallest setbacks. But when you deliberately lean into discomfort, you build resilience. This doesn't mean you need to do something extreme. It could be as simple as taking a cold shower instead of a warm one. It could mean working out when you don't feel like it. It could be having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. It's about doing the hard thing even when no one is watching. When you willingly put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you train your mind to stay calm under pressure. You learn that discomfort is not something to be feared, it's something to be mastered. And when you face real challenges, you won't crumble because you've already conditioned yourself to endure discomfort without losing your composure. Think about the last time you felt uncomfortable. Maybe it was standing in front of a crowd or dealing with unexpected criticism. If you've never practiced handling discomfort, those moments will break you. But if you've trained your mind to stay steady in the face of discomfort, you will stand strong when it matters most. There's a reason why ancient warriors practiced in harsh conditions. They knew that to be prepared for real battle, they had to condition themselves to handle pain and fear. The same principle applies to your mind. If you avoid discomfort in your daily life, you will crumble under pressure. But if you embrace it, if you make it part of your daily practice, you will become mentally unshakable. Voluntary discomfort also teaches you gratitude. When you've willingly endured hardship, you stop taking the little comforts of life for granted. A warm meal tastes better when you've fasted. A soft bed feels better when you've pushed your body to the limit. When you seek out discomfort, you sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and deepen your sense of gratitude. The goal is not to punish yourself, it's to train yourself. Life will throw discomfort at you whether you like it or not. The difference is whether you face it as a victim or as someone who is already prepared. When you practice voluntary discomfort daily, you send yourself a message. I am not afraid of this. I am stronger than this. That's where real strength comes from. Not from avoiding discomfort, but from mastering it. When you train yourself to meet discomfort with strength and composure, you become the kind of person who thrives under pressure. You become someone who remains calm when others panic. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you mentally tough. This combination of morning reflection and intentionality, followed by practicing voluntary discomfort, creates a powerful foundation for emotional strength. It prepares you to face the day with clarity and to meet life's inevitable challenges with resilience. These daily rituals are not just habits, they are the building blocks of mental toughness. And once you make them part of your life, you will notice how unshakable you become. The third daily ritual is practicing mindful detachment. One of the greatest sources of suffering in life comes from our tendency to clinging to outcomes, to possessions, to relationships, to the way we think life should be. But the truth is, most of what we try to control is completely beyond our reach. You can't control how people treat you. You can't control whether things will go according to plan. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the choices of others. But what you can control is your response to all of it. Mindful detachment is about releasing the need to control things that are outside of you. It's about recognizing that your peace does not depend on external circumstances. It depends on your internal state. When you practice mindful detachment, you stop resisting the natural flow of life. You stop trying to force things to happen in a certain way, and instead, you learn to accept life as it unfolds. That doesn't mean you give up or become passive. It means you focus your energy where it actually matters. On your mindset, your effort, and your attitude. If you put all your effort into a project and it fails, mindful detachment means you don't spiral into self-pity or anger. You accept the outcome without letting it define you. If someone mistreats you, mindful detachment means you don't let their behavior rob you of your peace. You recognize that their actions reflect them, not you. It's not easy to detach from outcomes, especially when you've invested time, energy, or emotion into something. But attachment is the root of suffering. If you base your happiness on getting a specific job, on winning someone's approval, or on life working out exactly as you planned, you will always be at the mercy of circumstances, and when things don't go your way, and they won't, you'll feel devastated. But when you practice mindful detachment, you create freedom. You recognize that you can give your best effort without needing to control the outcome. You understand that you can love someone without needing them to behave a certain way. You accept that life may not always give you what you want, but you have the strength to meet whatever comes your way. Detachment is not indifference. It's not about not caring. It's about caring without becoming attached. It's about understanding that your peace and happiness are not tied to external events or other people's behavior. When you practice this daily, you start to feel lighter. You stop wasting energy trying to control what you can't control. You focus that energy on yourself, on your mindset, your growth, your actions. And that shift creates mental clarity and emotional strength. Life becomes less about chasing and more about flowing, less about forcing and more about allowing. That's the power of mindful detachment. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of control and reaction. It allows you to move through life with grace and steadiness, even when things don't go your way. The fourth daily ritual is the evening review and release. Just as the morning reflection sets the tone for your day, the evening review allows you to close the day with clarity and growth. Life is not just about going through the motions, it's about learning, adjusting, and growing. And that growth happens when you take time to reflect on your day with honesty and without judgment. Before you go to sleep, sit quietly for a few minutes and review your day. Ask yourself, did I live according to my principles today? Did I meet challenges with patience and strength? Or did I allow myself to be reactive and impulsive? Did I treat others with kindness and respect, even when it was difficult? Did I control my emotions, or did I let them control me? This process is not about criticizing yourself or dwelling on mistakes. It's about self-awareness and growth. If you lost your temper, acknowledge it without shame. If you acted with impatience or harshness, recognize it and understand why it happened. When you reflect on it, you give yourself the opportunity to course correct. You learn from your mistakes instead of repeating them, and you also give yourself the chance to acknowledge the victories, no matter how small. If you showed restraint when you could have lashed out, celebrate that. If you stayed calm in a difficult moment, give yourself credit for that strength. This nightly review allows you to take stock of your progress without getting attached to perfection. You are not aiming to be flawless, you are aiming to be aware and intentional. Some days will be harder than others, some days you'll slip. But when you make reflection a daily practice, you build a foundation of self-awareness and accountability, and that creates real growth over time. Just as important as reviewing the day is releasing it. When you've reflected on what went well and what didn't, let it go. Don't carry the weight of today into tomorrow. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad week. When you release the day, you make space for the next one. It's easy to let unresolved emotions linger. A difficult conversation, a mistake at work, or a conflict with a friend can stick with you if you don't release it. But when you consciously reflect and release, you give yourself permission to move on. You can't change what happened today, but you can decide how you'll show up tomorrow, and that decision starts with letting go. Let go of regret, let go of anger, let go of frustration. Carry only the lesson, not the emotional baggage. When you combine mindful detachment and evening reflection, you create balance. Mindful detachment allows you to meet life's challenges without being emotionally entangled. Evening reflection allows you to learn from those challenges and let them go. Together, they create a powerful mental framework for resilience. You become less reactive and more intentional. You stop being ruled by circumstances and start being guided by your inner strength. This is how you create emotional balance. not by avoiding life's difficulties, but by meeting them with clarity and grace. That's the strength that comes from daily Stoic practice. And once you integrate these rituals into your life, you'll notice how grounded you become, unshaken by the world, yet fully engaged with it. The fifth daily ritual is practicing voluntary discomfort. In a world where comfort is available at every turn, it's easy to slip into complacency. We live in a time when we can avoid hunger, avoid the cold, avoid discomfort in almost every form. But this constant comfort comes at a cost. It makes us weak. It makes us unprepared for the moments when life inevitably becomes hard. That's why it's important to deliberately step into discomfort, not because suffering itself is valuable, but because training yourself to endure discomfort makes you mentally stronger and emotionally tougher. When you willingly face discomfort, you stop being afraid of it. You stop avoiding situations that challenge you because you know you can handle them, and that gives you a quiet but unshakable strength. Voluntary discomfort can take many forms. It could mean fasting for a day to remind yourself that you don't need to give in to every craving. It could mean taking a cold shower to practice resilience and self-control. It could mean sleeping on the floor once in a while to remind yourself that comfort is a luxury, not a necessity. Or it could mean stepping into difficult conversations instead of avoiding them, knowing that even if it's uncomfortable, you have the strength to face it. The point of voluntary discomfort is not to punish yourself, it's to build resilience. When you voluntarily put yourself in situations that test you, you realize that you are stronger than you thought. You learn that hunger won't break you, cold won't break you, discomfort won't break you. You stop being ruled by the need for comfort, and that makes you unshakable when real challenges come your way. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They avoid difficult conversations, they avoid risk, they avoid anything that feels unpleasant. But avoidance creates weakness. If you only ever choose the easy path, you'll be fragile when life inevitably throws something hard at you. But when you choose discomfort, when you train yourself to endure it, you become tougher mentally and emotionally. You become less afraid. And that creates a deep sense of confidence. When you know you can handle discomfort, you stop running from it. You meet it head on. And that shift in mindset changes how you approach life. You stop fearing hard times because you've already trained for them. You've already built the muscle of resilience. That's the strength that comes from voluntary discomfort. It's the quiet confidence of knowing you can endure whatever comes your way. The sixth daily ritual is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest but most powerful ways to shift your mindset and build emotional resilience. It's easy to focus on what's wrong in your life, on what's missing, on what's difficult, on what's unfair. But when you train yourself to notice what's good, you shift your perspective. Gratitude allows you to recognize that even in the middle of difficult circumstances, there are things to be thankful for. It reminds you that even when life isn't perfect, there is still beauty, there is still strength, there is still something to hold on to. Gratitude is not about ignoring the hard parts of life. It's about choosing to focus on what you can appreciate, even when things are difficult. Start each day by listing a few things you're grateful for. It could be something small, a conversation with a friend, the warmth of the sun, a meal you enjoyed. Or it could be something bigger, your health, your family, the fact that you've made it through hard times before. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what's lacking and toward what's present. It creates a sense of abundance instead of scarcity. And that shift in mindset changes how you face life's challenges. When you approach life from a place of gratitude, you stop feeling like life owes you something. You stop feeling entitled. You recognize that every good thing in your life is a gift, not something you're owed, but something you've been given. And that mindset makes you more resilient because it allows you to face setbacks without bitterness. When you're grateful, you stop focusing on what's missing, and you start focusing on what's already there. That doesn't mean you stop striving or stop growing, but it means you no longer approach life from a place of lack. You stop chasing happiness because you realize that you already have enough. Gratitude creates emotional balance because it keeps you grounded. It reminds you that even when things are hard, there are still reasons to be thankful. Even when life doesn't go your way, there are still moments of light. Gratitude keeps you from getting lost in negativity. It gives you perspective. It reminds you that even though you can't control everything, you can control how you see the world. And when you choose to see it through the lens of gratitude, you become stronger. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong. It's easy to dwell on setbacks and disappointments. But gratitude teaches you to zoom out, to see the bigger picture. Yes, you may have faced challenges today, but you also have strength. You have resources. You have people who care about you. Yes, things may have been difficult, but you've also learned something, grown stronger, and proven to yourself that you can endure. That's the power of gratitude. It reminds you that even in the middle of life's chaos, there is still beauty. Even in the middle of difficulty, there is still something to be thankful for. When you combine voluntary discomfort with gratitude, you create an incredible balance. Voluntary discomfort makes you mentally tough. It teaches you to endure and to face life's challenges with strength. Gratitude keeps you emotionally balanced. It reminds you that even when things are hard, there is still good in your life. Together, these two practices create a foundation of resilience. You become less reactive and more intentional, less fearful and more grounded. You stop being ruled by external circumstances, and you start being guided by inner strength. That's the power of these daily Stoic practices. When you build them into your life, you become steady and unshakable. You learn to meet life's challenges with strength and grace. And that creates a deep, quiet confidence, the kind of confidence that can weather any storm. The seventh daily ritual is practicing acceptance of what you cannot control. This might be one of the hardest but most powerful Stoic practices, because it requires you to release your grip on the outcomes you desperately want to control. We live in a world where we are taught to believe that we can shape everything through effort, planning, and determination. And, while effort and planning are important, there is a deeper truth that Stoicism teaches us. There will always be things outside of our control: the weather, other people's behavior, sudden changes in circumstances, the outcome of certain events. These things are not within our power, and the more you try to control them, the more frustrated, anxious, and emotionally drained you become. That's why acceptance is so crucial. It's not about giving up, it's about recognizing the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. Think about how much mental energy is wasted on things you can't change. You get frustrated because someone treated you unfairly. You get anxious because the future is uncertain. You get angry because the world isn't operating the way you think it should. But all of that is wasted energy. You can't control how other people act. You can't control the outcome of every situation, but you can control how you respond. That's where your power lies, in your response, not in the outcome. When you practice acceptance, you take your energy back. You stop leaking mental strength by trying to control things that were never yours to control in the first place. Instead of wasting time worrying about what might happen, you focus on how you will respond if it does. Instead of getting angry because someone treated you poorly, you focus on maintaining your own composure and integrity. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop fighting reality. You stop resisting what is happening and instead focus on how you will handle it. It's tempting to believe that if you just try hard enough, you can force things to go your way. But life doesn't work like that. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, things will fall apart. People will disappoint you, plans will fail, outcomes will change, And that's when acceptance becomes essential. When you learn to accept reality as it is, instead of how you wish it would be, you create emotional freedom. You stop feeling like a victim of life's circumstances. You stop feeling like the world is out to get you. You understand that life is unpredictable, but that doesn't mean you are powerless. You have the power to choose your response. That's where strength comes from, not from controlling everything, but from knowing that you can handle anything. Acceptance teaches you to stop clinging to the illusion of control. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you become lighter. You become more at peace. Think about how much stress comes from trying to make things go your way. You obsess over how other people feel about you. You try to manipulate outcomes to match your expectations. You get frustrated when life doesn't align with your plans. But what if you let that go? What if you accepted that you can only control your own actions and mindset and left the rest to unfold as it will? Suddenly, you're no longer weighed down by stress and anxiety. You feel lighter because you've stopped carrying the burden of things you were never meant to carry. That's the power of acceptance. It frees you from the exhausting need to control everything. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean you stop striving or working hard. It means you focus on the process rather than the outcome. You control what you can: your effort, your attitude, your response. And you release attachment to the results. You show up fully, give your best, and then trust that whatever happens, you can handle it. This mindset creates a quiet kind of confidence. When you know that you can handle any outcome, you stop fearing failure. You stop fearing disappointment. You stop fearing change. Because you understand that no matter what happens, you have the strength to respond with grace and composure. That's what acceptance gives you. A deep sense of calm, even when life is unpredictable. Most people live in a state of emotional turmoil because they are constantly resisting reality. They get angry when things don't go their way. They feel betrayed when people don't meet their expectations. They feel anxious about an uncertain future. But when you practice acceptance, you step off that emotional roller coaster. You become grounded. You recognize that life is not about making everything go your way. It's about meeting whatever happens with strength and wisdom. When things fall apart, you don't collapse. When people disappoint you, you don't lose your sense of balance. Because you've trained yourself to let go of what you can't control and to focus on what you can. Acceptance gives you the ability to move through life with grace. You stop panicking when things don't go as planned, because you understand that uncertainty is part of life. You stop getting angry when people disappoint you, because you understand that other people's actions are not within your control. You stop feeling defeated when plans fail, because you understand that success is not defined by the outcome. It's defined by how you show up in the face of difficulty. Acceptance makes you mentally tough because it teaches you to trust yourself rather than the outcome. You learn to trust that no matter what happens, you have the strength to face it. You learn to trust that even if life doesn't go the way you planned, you have the resilience to adapt. That's the gift of acceptance. It's not about controlling life. It's about controlling your response to life. And when you master that, you become unshakable. When you combine acceptance with the other daily Stoic rituals, mindfulness, gratitude, voluntary discomfort, and self-reflection, you create a foundation of resilience that allows you to navigate life's challenges with strength and clarity. Acceptance allows you to release the emotional weight of trying to control everything. It allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters: your character, your integrity, your mindset. That's where true strength comes from. Not from trying to make life predictable, but from knowing that you can handle life even when it's unpredictable. That's the quiet confidence that acceptance gives you. It's the strength of knowing that whatever happens, you've got this.